Joining us for today's speaker session is Mr. Sam Husaini. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Very nice to be here.
So, I'd like to begin the session by understanding from you what the strategic implications of a good loyalty program.
Yeah, when loyalty programs are very, very important and essential in growing brand and market, company profitability. A lot of studies have actually shown that the cost of, in acquiring new customers is actually far great, is very high. And if a company is able to, even manage a 5% customer retention, a lot of studies have shown that this 5% retention can sometimes result in 70 to 80% profitability over a period of time. So it's extremely important that companies, focus on loyalty programs. Now, when you think about loyalty programs, the first thing that comes to my mind is Pareto's principle. All right, 20% of what we do result in 80% of the outcomes that we experience. So the first and most important strategic, implication is to very correctly and accurately understand who are those 20% people, all right, that are delivering 80% of your business. And when I say who in terms of demographics, as well as understanding them as human beings, understanding them psychologically, understanding them emotionally, and trying to get under their skin, because while obviously a loyalty program has to have some very attractive rewards, one of the challenges I have seen is that a lot of loyalty program companies and the clients that are behind those companies, they sometimes deliver rewards that they can get rather than rewards the customer needs. So extremely important to make sure that you understand the customer well enough, not just to show empathy, emotional understanding, but also to understand what are the kind of rewards that would make them, really engage with the loyalty program and see value in the loyalty program. The other, I would say, not less important implication is having a multi-channel strategy. They should be able to access the loyalty program on different channels and different platforms. It has to be extremely easy to access, easy to use, and whether it's at the moment of purchase or in the moments leading to purchase, there has to be an opportunity to engage with these customers. The last strategic implication is a loyalty program is not a tactical activity. It is a strategic activity, and you have to deliver your brand through your loyalty program. It is a great opportunity for people to really not just understand what your talk is, but they should be able to see the walk, in the sense that they should be able to experience, or actually see evidence of what your brand claims to stand for, what your brand, the value your brand claims to add. And it is extremely important that loyalty programs are able to deliver that. And to me, the last, I think, the most important strategic implication, which is really showing emotional empathy and understanding. People have to feel that you get them, you understand them. They have to feel that they're not just the only people. Their entire tribe, their community, their aspirational groups and circles are also present on these kind of loyalty programs. So I think, just to kind of summarize, the most important thing is to really find and zone in on the 20% of the people that are generating 80% of your outcomes, understanding them extremely well, not just in demographics but emotionally as well, designing programs that demonstrate real value. So it should not be rewards that you can find as a company, but rewards that they would like and they would see value in. The fourth is delivering the loyalty program through a multi-channel kind of a strategy. And the fifth is obviously they have to feel your brand and see your brand in action through the loyalty program. So I think these kind of are the most important strategic implications that I would think that should go behind any loyalty program.
Yeah. So certain aspects have to be addressed by successfully designing and implementing a loyalty program. From your viewpoint, what are some questions that need to be addressed to ensure that there is a good loyalty program that is being mapped and designed?
I think, first of all, the first and most important question is really getting under the skin of the customer, understanding, who the customer is, not as a number, not as a demographic, but in terms of, psychologically mapping out the customer and trying to get under the skin of the customer. That is one very important thing. The second thing is to, I think, is to understand the customer journey, all right, and to know what is the process or what are the different steps that customers take, in moving from what they currently think, feel, and do to what we want them to think, feel, and do. And obviously, in creating that transition, there is a certain journey. So, understanding what that journey is, what are some of their pain points, what are some of the questions that they want answers to, so that they can move along that customer journey. And I think understanding that intimately then allows for loyalty programs to be able to feed the customer journey, where you then put in the right information just before the customer is about to use or that information in making a decision. I think that is extremely important. The third thing is obviously we are competing, just as brands are competing in loyalty programs are competing amongst themselves. Customers are members of multiple loyalty programs. And they have a comparison in the back, subconscious comparison in terms of where they see more value, and obviously the time they devote to different loyalty programs are different. So there has to be a certain differentiated experience that people get in a loyalty program. So that experience is extremely, and that experience could be either in the content of the loyalty program. It could be in terms of how the loyalty program is delivered, in terms of the channel strategy, and importantly, in the consistency of that loyalty program. So it should be a loyalty program that is there, and is building communication in a more consistent fashion.
So, sir, what are some misconceptions that business have regarding a loyalty program strategy?
Yeah, I think one is the fact that at times loyalty programs are seen as a tactic rather than as part of core growth strategy. So it is not another activity. It is not another marketing activity. I think it is a very central. It's a central action or central piece that should be brought into focus. So that I think is one. The other thing is I think a lot of the focus in loyalty programs are more in terms of, okay, what is it that we are able to deliver, rather than understanding what is it that the customer wants as a reward. What is it that they are looking for? What would they find more valuable? I think sometimes the focus is more on, or there is a certain generalized understanding that customers want discounts and the customers want points and etc etc, and based on that we start then looking for, okay, but I don't think it is as simple as that. From category to category and market to market, customers have very specific expectations from loyalty programs, and therefore, I think sometimes the kind of focus that needs to go into understanding that is really not there. The third thing is, obviously it goes back to my first question. If loyalty programs are seen as a tactic, then the focus of one, or the need to deliver the brand through the loyalty program, all right, is not as strong. And if a loyalty program is seen as a very central part of building the relationship with your customer, it is seen as one of the most important activities you do in growing and protecting your profitability, then one understands that the importance of brand, and people seeing the brand. The other thing that I think sometimes a lot of loyalty program, it is not only transactional. Rewards should not only be about a transactional nature. You buy this and you get that point, or you do this and you. It should also promote activities. It should promote values. It should promote the whole feeling of a cult, that tribe that you're trying to, create. And I think when people start seeing that it's not just there is a lot of value that I'm getting, a lot of it is through actual, is perhaps transactional. That is a very important piece. But there is a lot of this relationship and engagement, interaction that I get, which is also about the things I like, the things I care about. I seem to find an intersection between what I like and what I care about, and what this business or this brand likes and cares about. And therefore, there is a certain made for me kind of a connection. So these are some of the things that I think businesses should focus on.
Well, sir, thank you so much for your wonderful thoughts on loyalty program. It was an honor having you speak on this occasion of International Strategic Planning Month. So I again thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much. The pleasure was mine, and